I want to welcome you to a quick video doing a die simulation and also a coin flip simulation. So in columns A through D, you can see that I rolled the die 18 times, and that's what I put in my roll column. Now the outcome column just noted what was my outcome, either a 2, a 1, or a 2, or 6, and so on. Now what I did was I just simply wanted to count the number of ones that came up as I rolled this die. And here you can see that I ended up with 4 ones. And so the last column is the cumulative column, and I ended up with a 0.22 at 22%. Well, if you think about the roll of a die, I have a 1/6 probability of getting a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So the theoretical should have been 0.1667, but I actually ended up with a 0.22. If I do it again, I might end up with even higher or a lower outcome probability percentage, if you will, of getting a 1. So this is just simply a quick way for you to see how it is that a simulation can differ from the theoretical probability, or the empirical probability of doing a simulation differs from the theoretical probability. In columns G through J, what I did was I flipped a coin 18 times. And so 0 would be heads and 1 would be tails. And I wanted to count the number of tails. And here you can see that I actually ended up with 8 tails. So now I'm going to show you how do we end up with, first of all, with the 1 through 18, and then how we ended up with the outcomes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the 1 through 18. So we start typing in 1 and then 2 and then 3. And then what I want to do is I want to highlight all of the values that I put in. And then you can see my icon is white, but then it changes. Once it changes, I can go ahead and drag it. And you can see that Excel will number them for me sequentially. The next thing is I want to go ahead and find my outcomes. And the way that you do that is you do equal. And I'm looking for a rand between. Since I'm doing a coin flip, I'm interested in just heads or tails. So I'm going to denote that by 0 and 1. So 0 would be heads, 1 would be tails, and then I just click enter. Again, here, once my icon changes, when I put it in the corner, I just drag it. So for this particular simulation, you can see that I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tails. So it was a nice 50-50 outcome. The next thing is I would do my sum, and I'm going to show you here. And the reason I'm going to do it here is because once I click, my values will change, and you can see that because it's just randomly choosing values. So here for the sum column is just equal to whatever the first outcome is. Then the second outcome is equal to the second sum is going to be equal to the second outcome plus the first column, the first cell in the column that I'm working on. And I will include this spreadsheet so you can see it. And then all this is doing is just counting the number of ones. And then I ended up with 8. So the next thing is I'm going to find out, okay, well, what's my cumulative probability? And so I'm going to do equal, and I'm going to click on I2, and I want to divide that by the toss number that I'm at. And so here's 0 because I didn't get a 1, right? And if I drag this, I end up with my probability that, so for the first one, I got the first tail here in my third one. So that would be 0.33. That makes sense. Then I ended up with, when I got the 4, I just had 1 out of 4 tosses, which is 0.25. And then again here I did not get 1, so the outcome, the probability of the outcome kept decreasing. And then suddenly I got a bunch of tails over here, and so ultimately I ended up with about a 44% outcome of getting tails. The theoretical should have been 50-50, but when we do simulations, we won't exactly get 50-50. And so I'm going to include this spreadsheet plus the video so you guys can look at it. If you have any questions, just send me a message. Thank you.